Wadey, just I guess how's the heart rate going after that? What were the emotions, I guess, going into the final over of the match proper?
Yeah, pretty relaxed, to be honest. I thought we had enough on the board when we went out to bowl, and throughout the whole innings it felt like we had control of the game for quite a long period of time. Yeah, it happens in the last over sometimes. We obviously saved Stoinis right to the end, and he got hit a couple of times. That's the way the game goes. But no, we were pretty relaxed, to be honest. It happened pretty quick out there, so turned it around, and the way Hoff bowled that last over was extraordinary. Just
talk us through that last over from Josh. Just how well is he bowling at the moment?
Yeah, the best I've seen him bowl in white ball in T20 for a long time, obviously. His white ball stuff, 50 over stuff's always been excellent. His Test cricket, this is the one that he probably hasn't mastered until the last 2 years. He's really, from the back end of that, IPL into the World Cup, it seems like he's just rolling now in this format, and he's developed a couple of different balls, a knuckle ball, bowls a Yorker really well, and he's got slow balls. So, continued improvement for a guy who's so experienced in all the other formats. He just keeps getting better, which is nice.
And for all the skills he's had, I mean, bowling that kind of over and bowling Yorkers and what you're talking about there, is that something you haven't maybe seen from him before?
Yeah, I think he's probably always had the Yorker. This wicket we probably thought going in was going to slow up, and their slower balls towards the back end looked really hard work for our batters. So the plan was to take a little bit more pace off, but then we assessed the conditions and the ball came on a little bit better, maybe under lights. So he went straight to wide Yorker. He's really confident in that ball, and I don't know if he missed one. It was pretty well bowled.
A bit of a turning point. Steve Smith's, I know I will get onto his injury in a second, but just that run out from him early on, did you feel like you might have won it at that point? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, they're the moments in international cricket that you need to take. Those half chances, they can win you games and not. We've been a little bit sloppy, I suppose, in the field the last couple of games, so it was nice to see Smudger do that and drag it back our way. Unfortunately he got injured. I didn't see too much of it, to be honest. These boundary ropes at the moment are quite big, so he was kind of tucked behind there, but didn't look great.
Yeah, right. So no early indication on how he's tracking?
No, I think he hit the ground pretty hard, and whether he went lights out or not, I'm not 100% sure. That's something he can only answer, but it didn't look great.
Overall, mate, how'd you kind of just rate that performance? You mentioned the fielding, I suppose, on the batting as well. Yep. Were there things you could have been a bit better this game? Yeah,
we've been a little bit sloppy over the last 2 games. Sometimes we haven't been together for a period of time since the World Cup, and it takes a couple of games to get back into the swing of international cricket. The positive is we're winning the games that we're not playing at our best. So, we've got to look to turn that around over the next 3 games. We don't get all that many games together. I know, we've got a long World Cup run in and there's enough games, but every chance we get to play together and kind of nail down those combinations, especially batting-wise, is something that we need to start, nailing a little bit more in the next 3 games. And, it'd be nice to put a polished performance together in the next 3 games.
What was your role in recruiting Tim David to the Hurricanes, Wadey?
I'll take all the credit for that now. I just asked our media manager what he went for on the IPL, and he's gone for 1.5 by the looks of it. So, really happy for him. We don't have many guys in Australia that can do what he can do at the back end of an innings, and he wasn't on contract in WA when he came down to the Hobart Hurricanes 2 years ago, and came down and just hit the ground running. Really put a really good year together last year, and then the value in going around and playing T20 circuit for a guy who's not contracted like him, the winter that he put in other leagues, and then come into the BBL and did what he did, he deserves every dollar he gets, and I hope he takes his opportunity to.
What does he do? What is the thing that these teams are bidding for?
He's just got power, over my 15 years, like the West Indies players, that kind of power, like the Pollards and the Russells, those guys that can come out and miss hit balls for sixes. I haven't seen that in Australian cricket for a long, long time, guys that can miss hit sixes like he can. I mean, Stoinis is one of the other ones that we've got in Australia, and I think Tim's, right next to him.
Should he be on the radar for this team?
Yeah, I'm sure he is. I'm sure the selectors will be speaking to him and keeping in touch. As I said, it's invaluable to go away and play those leagues. He's played a lot now, and he puts a good IPL together and gets some runs in some cricket back here, and I'm sure he'll be on the radar for the World Cup. I'd love to see him get an opportunity, and I'm sure he will down the track.
And just the middle order generally, just kind of going back to this game, you feel the first 2 games you've just been a little bit short, I suppose, on from a middle order point of view.
Yeah, it's been a tough wicket to really hit him at the back end. It looks that way. They're bowled really well towards the back end as well. So, we're still nailing down that combination. It's only still a fresh combination with, myself, Stoinis and Steve Smith all batting 5, 6, 7. We haven't done it for a long, long period. It's only really just before the World Cup and then these couple of games. So it'll be nice to keep batting together as that core group and keep working out our strengths and weaknesses and being able to finish some games together.
Very good. Thanks, Wadey.
No worries at all.